the responsibility of the Minister.
Question number 11, Chris Hipkins.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Education and asks, does she have confidence in the Ministry of Education? If so, why?
Honourable Hipkins.
Mr Speaker, yes I do. The Ministry has been working hard to deliver on key government priorities, including greater participation in ECE, implementing national standards and improving NCEA achievement. However, I acknowledge that there is always room for improvement.
Supplementary question, Chris Hipkins.
Does she have confidence in the information and analysis the Ministry of Education provided her as the basis for her decision-making around the future of schools in Christchurch? If so, why?
Honourable Hipkins.
Mr Speaker, yes I do, bearing in mind that we are in the stage that relates to interim decisions, so no final decisions have been made, but yes I do have confidence.
Supplementary question, Chris Hipkins.
Did she express to the State Services Commission that she had a lack of confidence in Leslie Longstone as the Secretary for Education? If so, why?
Honourable Hipkins.
Mr Speaker, I have previously acknowledged the contribution that the previous Secretary made, and I would refer all employment matters to the Chief Commissioner.
Point of order, Chris Hipkins.
Mr Speaker, it was a very straightforward question.
Would the member ask his question
Thank
again?
you. Did she express to the State Services Commission that she had a lack of confidence in Leslie Longstone as the Secretary for Education? If so, why?
Honourable Hipkins.
Mr Speaker, no.
Supplementary question, Chris Hipkins.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker, did the State Services Commission consult her prior to accepting the resignation of Leslie Longstone as the Secretary for Education? If so, what did she say to them?
Mr Speaker.
Honourable Hipkins.
No.
Supplementary question, Chris Hipkins.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker.
Order. Order. Supplementary question.
Thank you, Mr Speaker.
Hipkins.
Did the State Services Commission consult, inform or in any other way communicate to her that Leslie Longstone would receive a $425,000 payout following her resignation? If so, when did they do that?
Honourable Hipkins.
Mr Speaker, yes, I was advised of it after the decision had been made.
Thank you, Mr Speaker.
Supplementary question, Chris Hipkins.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. If she didn't indicate a lack of confidence in Leslie Longstone as the Secretary for Education to the State Services Commission, was she advised why Leslie Longstone departed from her contract early with a $425,000 payout?
Honourable Hipkins.
Mr Speaker, those are matters that should be directed to the State Services Commission, as the Chief Commissioner oversaw that process, not me.
Order.
Order, Mr Speaker.
Yes, I'm going to ask the member. Order. I'm going to ask the member to ask the question again, but it is within the responsibility of the Minister to answer that question that was directed to the Minister.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. If she didn't indicate a lack of confidence in Leslie Longstone to the State Services Commission, was she advised why Leslie Longstone departed from her contract early with a $425,000 payout?
Honourable Hipkins.
Mr Speaker, I was not given all of the reasons. This is a matter of employment between the State Services Commissioner and the former Secretary of Education.
Point of order, Mr Speaker.
Point of order, Chris
Mr Speaker, I accept that to some extent that's an answer from the Minister. You'll recall we put these questions to the Minister who is responsible for the State Services Commissioner in the House, and his answer was, well, we should ask the Minister of Education. I have just done that now, and she's not answering it.
No, I think you're right in accepting that the Minister has now addressed that question. Maybe not to your satisfaction, but I think on this occasion she carefully listened to it the second time, and she has certainly addressed that question. The member has further supplementaries.
Supplementary question, Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker, my supplementary question is, did Leslie Longstone undertake any action in her role as Secretary for Education that was contrary to the government's expectations? If so, what did she do?
Honourable Hipkins.
Mr Speaker, I think it's pretty clear that last year there were a number of educational challenges in the portfolio, and those matters have been dealt with.
Mr Speaker, that didn't address the question in any way.
I invite the member to ask that question again.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. Mr Speaker, did Leslie Longstone undertake any action in her role as Secretary for Education that was contrary to the government's expectations? If so, what did she do?
Honourable Hikia Parata.
Mr Speaker, I can't think of a specific action that the member might be seeking.
Question number 12, Louise Upston.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Treaty of Waitangi Negotiations and asks, what recent progress has